Fortnite's Simpsons story is about to get really weird, you guys, and the story itself is actually kind of in danger, with Homer literally possibly breaking reality in this new short. So this week, you guys, Fortnite just dropped the second Simpsons cinematic short, and this one takes things to a whole new level. Now we're really starting to see the storyline and the lore of this season kind of taking shape, and the chaos that is going to be ensuing is starting to be laid out in front of us. It's got Homer cloning himself, literally, donuts falling from the sky, giant ones, and even more 0-point chaos spreading throughout the Fortnite Springfield map. This new short isn't just funny, and trust me, it is pretty funny. I got a good laugh. It's also the setup for tomorrow's massive update and the actual first official update of the Fortnite Simpsons season, which is adding a ton of new content, even some collabs and some lore connections leading into chapter 7, which is coming up very quickly. So today, I'm going to be breaking down what actually happened in this short, in case you didn't see it, the hidden lore that is behind it, and everything confirmed or leaked for tomorrow's big update, including some huge collaborations coming very soon. And honestly, you guys, these shorts have been such a breath of fresh air lately. Every week, we're getting story explanations and comedy. It's such a fun way to tie everything together. So in this brand new short that they just released earlier today, it opens with Homer experimenting with that same 0-point shard device, the shard-a-majig, I think is what it's called, we saw in the first episode. Another thing too, guys, is I hope we actually do see this as a device or as a thing we can use in game, but this time he's gonna push it a little bit too far. He's basically trying to make, his dream come true, I guess, by using the shard to turn the clouds above Springfield into giant floating donuts and other types of food, which you will see later on. There's like chicken wings, things like that. It actually does work. When he uses it, of course, it's able to do just about anything he wants. It turns it into a giant donut. Then after it comes down onto the ground over Professor Frink and Homer, he actually turns Professor Frink into like this new style of Peely. For some reason, he turns into a banana, and this is actually going to be one of the skins that is inside of the battle pass in the bonus pages that we haven't seen yet, and I believe maybe this week or next week is when we will be able to see this, but obviously it's been revealed right there. That skin actually does look pretty funny. It's a great mashup. And then it goes into a Fortnite style trailer and we see a lot of stuff. We see an emote that is going to be there with Professor Frink. We see his skin actually in game. We see donuts falling from the sky, even a brand new donut police officer skin, which I'm definitely going to be picking up. I like this. But one thing that I want you guys to know also is the amount of donuts that are everywhere. Now, we're not exactly sure how this is going to work, if they're just going to spontaneously fall or if it's actually going to be a item that you can use to make them fall. But we see them, they destroy everything. It's a lot kind of like Godzilla back in the day with these physics and things like that. It's going to just destroy everything in its way. And some of them are going to fall and they're going to stick in the ground, kind of like the junk rift does. But we also see the chainsaws are going to be coming back as well. It looks like the Lisa skin will probably come out sometime this week in the item shop. We see her there too. And we also see a Mo skin. Now I'm excited for this one. Mo is the bar owner in Simpsons, so that'll be interesting to see. The hunting rifle is also coming back as well. And then we transition back into the next clip of the animation here of the episode. Now we transfer back into the animation, like I said, and we see all types of things like chicken legs, turkey legs, donuts, pizza, and it's all over this town hall, and people are very upset with Homer, of course. A pie falls on Krusty's head, and they say that they're going to go after them and they're going to get rid of him because he's causing so much stuff on the, Springfield to go wrong with this new thing. So in kind of, not necessarily a panic, but just kind of like something that Homer would do, he goes over to the nuclear power facility and he actually puts the Zero Shard in some toxic waste and melts it, which is very bad. I'm very interested to see, the consequences of him doing something like this, because that could, I don't know how we're actually going to be able to get it back now unless we smelt it or something like that. But later on, you'll see he goes to grab a candy bar that's on the edge of this for some reason. He trips over this little stool right here and he falls into the vat and he does actually drown. Now, this isn't the death of Homer, of course, because as you can see, the shard energy kind of spews out of the nuclear facility and makes a bunch of different Homers, and they have this zombie glow around them as well, and they're marching towards Springfield, leaving us on a cliffhanger for the next short. But in terms of how this actually lines up with the update that's coming in game tomorrow, we're going to be getting a Homer clone item in some way, and also a box of donuts, which is kind of going to be the same thing as a junk rift that's going to spawn these giant donuts on falling from the sky, which obviously are directly inspired by this short. I love how these videos aren't just jokes. They're actually explaining why we're seeing these items appear on the island, and I absolutely love them. We will get another one next week. We have just 2 more shorts because there's only technically 2 weeks left of this. So we have this one this week, the next week, the week of the 17th, and the week of the 24th. And the 24th will be the last one as well. And then we will be going into chapter 7 at the end of that week. So to give a little bit more context about what is coming tomorrow in the version 38.1 update, the falling donut mechanic, giant donuts are going to be falling from the sky, maybe a limited time event or something like that. This may not happen every single game, but we're also going to have the Homer cloning item. Now this one's kind of wild. It's going to be a donut item as well, and I don't believe it's going to spawn donuts, but when you throw it, it's rumored to spawn an army of Homers that are going to attack people and things in the area. According to leakers, this is actually going to be pretty overpowered if it's not nerfed, and I cannot wait to actually use it. But we have some new skins that are coming into the item shop this week as well. Like I talk about Mo with his shotgun, the itchy and scratchy outfits as well. Lisa Simpsons should be, and also the donut themed skin that looks really cool. Like I said, I'm going to be buying. We also saw in that the hunting rifle is going to be unvaulted, and there's going to be a Mo shotgun. And I believe the chainsaw is actually going to be a scratchy mythic, and there might switch out, you know, the tactical shotgun for Mo's mythic shotgun instead of it being Homer's in this update as well. This update is officially coming out at 4 a.m. Eastern time. I believe there is going to be a downtime in the new super styles for the battle pass, and maybe even some chapter 7 teasers could come out in this as well. But something else really cool is that Fortnite is really stacking collaborations right now to build up hype going into chapter 7, because we've got the Stranger Things skins that are coming back on November 24th, likely with Vecna and Hawkins themed stuff going on. We know that we're seeing in Blitz a brand new map, but in this update, those are going to be added to the files and likely leaked as well. Tyler the Creator is supposedly coming, and that may be leaked in this update, but take that with a grain of salt. And then there is the Spider Pig from The Simpsons, which is going to tie directly into the sidekick system, and we're going to see him as a usable cosmetic, which is actually pretty sick. And hopefully we do finally see the crypto sidekick as well, because that is something I've been looking forward to for quite a while. Now, circling back to the lore, you guys, I can't say exactly what is going to happen, but I do think the games are going to get even more chaotic as we get towards the end of the season. Right now, things are relatively calm, but with these new donuts falling from the sky, all these Homer clones and things like that, I believe all of this stuff is just going to kind of stack on together. This may just be a weekly limited time thing with the donuts and the cloning, but I really hope that it's not. They kind of did that this weekend with the 2 new weapons. We had the deodorant applicator and Bart's slingshot that is actually removed in the next update, which kind of sucks. I did like the deodorant applicator. I thought it was pretty fun to use. But overall, I'm very concerned about the 0-point shard being melted into toxic waste and kind of spewing all over the place, because it looked like it didn't necessarily all fall right where the clones are. It looked like it kind of went all over the island and things like that. So I'm really interested to see if there's any reverberating effects besides for the clones. And it makes me wonder, you know, they're trying to get that little piece back, or, you know, maybe they're not. Maybe it's kind of insignificant. But if they are, it's going to be very difficult to get it back now. You know, maybe they'll have to kill Homer or something like that, and canonically Homer will die. That would be actually pretty insane if they did that, but I would expect this season to get a little bit more chaotic. But with that being said, I think that could raise a little bit of issues. You know, if people start to not like the amount of chaos and the things that are going on in the map, that just kind of like random stuff, I think it could get a little bit frustrating for people. Me personally, I would love it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are some complaints from people in the community. You guys, I have got to say, I've absolutely loved these little cinematic shorts. They're hilarious, they're really creative, and they actually give lore explanations for why things are happening in the game, and it's a great way to tie the actual Simpsons show with Fortnite as well. It's a breath of fresh air to get something like this every single week. It really feels like it's bringing back that old Fortnite storytelling magic, just in a totally new format. Plus, these are also packed with references and hidden details that we maybe didn't even see. You know, maybe there was stuff in the background that you guys may have noticed that I didn't even see, so let me know if you saw anything down below. I'm really excited to see what the other shorts look like and how it builds up to the storyline going into chapter 7. As long as they make the event very Fortnite original-esque, I'm very excited to see what they do. So yeah, guys, tomorrow's update is shaping up to be one of the biggest. You know, it's the first of the season, so it is going to be the biggest, with new collabs, mechanics, things like that. I'm going to be covering all the new content. If there's any big map changes or lore changes, I will also be here making a video. If you haven't seen it yet, check out my video on the official chapter 7 teaser and the confirmed 7's return. It connects perfectly to what's going on in the lore right now as well. Guys, if you did enjoy, please do drop a like. You watched all the way to the end. You must have enjoyed, so drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. I make videos like these every single day. Use code PROZEROYT, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.